Good afternoon, one and all. Here we are for another roll reveal. This one is number 716. It's a 2020 Philadelphia original wrapped roll. And the reason I'm kind of excited about this one is because whomever sent this roll to me, which I don't remember right now who did, they wrote WDDO1 on the outside of the wrapper. And so that tells me that this was in a box where they were finding WDDO number 1. Now, I'm going to attempt, I haven't really tried yet, but I'm going to attempt to find WDDO1 so we can at least take a look at it in a setting where what happened? Where is my window? My window died. It went away. New window. Here we go. And we're going to go to doubled die. Oh, crap. Alright, we're at Wexler's website, John Wexler's website now. And so what I'm going to do is expand the size of it so we can see everything that goes on here. There we go. And we are going to go to double die listings, Shield Sent double die listings, and go to 2020 and WDDO number 1 right here. It's not very obvious, but it does have some extra stretching going on in the ERTY of Liberty. Let me move this over just a little bit so we can see the whole picture. You can see that stretching there where the bottom part of the letters are kind of angled. Not supposed to be that way. You can also see a little bit of extra stretching here in the base and up in here. So the stretching is left to right on the 2s, just a little tiny bit on the 0s. So that's what that looks like. See if we have any markers. Small die gouge under the right side of the E in Liberty. I don't see anything there. Small die gouge under right side of E in Liberty. No. Small die gouges just left of lower second 2 and under right side of lower second 2. I'm thinking here. We won't worry about the markers. I'm going to leave this open so I can see it while we're going through these coins. And let me go ahead and start getting the wrapper open. This will be my final show prior to going to Florida. Please send me a message via Messenger, or if you know my phone number, you can text me and let me know if you're going to be at the fun show. Eric will be there as well, as will Mickey. The 3 of us copper coin nerds will be there together. I will probably be wearing a Copper Coins shirt.
If I had one, I would.
There's only 4 of them in existence, bro. No, you ain't wearing my clothes. You can't share my clothes. Share my table, don't share my clothes. Chubby Pop Chaser is going to be the first coin in this roll. And let's look real quick. This, I got to get my eyeballs together on this, but this is not a double die. You can see a little bit of the zinc exposed right there from the fact that this coin was Batdorf wrapped at the end of the roll. I don't see doubling on this one. So let's move to the reverse. Check the reverse on the first few of these and see what we have on the reverse, if anything. Nothing on that. So that one goes in its holder and goes home. Coin number 2 now. Coin number 2 is for Paul Hampton. Let's see what Paul gets out of here. That is also not one of that double die. Although this does look like a double die all its own. That looks like it could be a double die. Very minor though. Let me knock my lighting down just a little bit here. I can see that lean on the TY. That extra meat. You got extra meat over here that you don't have over here. I don't see it once you get over to the ER, though. Let me check the date and see if it helps any. Well, I'm seeing the same thing. You got extra width right here. This has a marker. Let's see if it has anything. See, he would have put in the website something about, the die scratches up here and the rather prominent die scratches right here around the date. He would have said something about that. I'm going to set this aside because I don't think it is one of them, but you never know, right? I think we'll just keep hammering on until we do find something that we know for certain. Hope we do find it. Because the person who sent the roll to me could have been mistaken. It may not have WDDO1, but it could. That's definitely nothing. Yeah, that's not one. Nope. Not Naya. Let's check coin number 4. Roger Borland, you going to change our luck for us? It doesn't look like it. Not yet. Not yet. Once I do find one of them, I'm going to be drilling into it for markers. Doing a heavy look. There's markers on everything. You just have to look for them. There's a good marker right there. So, you just have to dig. Sometimes they're not obvious until you know about them. And then they're bloody obvious. There's one for Sissy. Let me go ahead and minimize this here so I can see what's going on. Dirty water. Hello, farm dog. And Paul Adams is here too. Now, see, that looks like the 2s have a little extra thickness down at the base. And to look over here, I'm at kind of a possible maybe on the TY, but it just doesn't show me anything that looks strong enough to bother. Right? Like button, like button, like button. Hey, anybody gotta hit the like button. Otis. Good day, Otis. Well, we're just trying to get ourselves in trouble. We don't really know anything about what we're doing here, but we're trying. Looks like another one of the same die. I think it is. Fine markers. Markers, markers, markers. There's a big dot way above the E. BE of Liberty. Sometimes there's die cracks or splits or something going on. There's a dot after the 0, the last 0. It's like 2020 period. Let's see. Okay, just keep looking. That one was Mickey's coin there. Coin number 7. I could have stopped at his name. I would have known.
Yeah.
Mickey doesn't get anything out of these rolls. Let's see. Yeah, the more I look, the more I'm kind of convinced it might be something. That looks like it has a die chip on the Y and on the T. But I'm not convinced there's any doubling here. There's a nice die crack right up on the head. Yeah, I hope everyone remains safe through the winter storm that's a brewing out there. Yeah, it's going to get kind of brutal out there for a lot of people that end up in the middle of the ice belt. Farm Dog, you're probably one of them who will be somewhere between the ice and the heavy snow, one or the other. Of course, you know when ice falls, you generally get between 1/4 of an inch and an inch of whatever it is. But you take that same ice and you turn that into snow, you're buried under a foot. So you're not going to get very lucky either way. That's another one of those. Okay. Same die. Should have a period after the 0. And it doesn't. See, because those things do kind of move around a little bit sometimes. What's that thing above the E? See, it's not here. That's not a die issue. That was a planchet issue. So if I had you looking for that as a die marker, I'd have been wrong.
Zinc's hard to figure out sometimes.
Zinc is junk. That's why it's so hard to do anything with it. All right, dirty water. Let's see what we have. I am not seeing. If this is the double die I'm looking for, it is highly not impressive. Look on the reverse of this one here and see. That M looks like it's extra thick. I got nothing anywhere else to support it though. When I see a double die or something I think is a double die in one small area on a coin, I look around to see if it has any supporting features like co-starring the cast, because that's what it needs. It needs something more than just what it is. That's the proof. So your hypothesis is I have a double die because I have an extra thick set of initials. Well, your hypothesis can only be proven by looking in other parts of the coin to see that you definitely have doubling in other parts, so your initials are probably also doubling. I'm just not finding enough of anything on any of these. Could it have been in the shield? Sometimes the lines of the shield have doubling. No, this was a double die obverse number 1. That's what we're supposed to be looking for in this roll. WDDO number 1. All right, there's one for Doug. Messer Doug. And nope. Not gonna do it. Not again. I think there might be a chance that the person who sent this roll might have been asking if that was 2020 DDO number 1, and I'm having to disagree. I don't think it is. Because I'm having a hard time seeing anything at all. Holy? Nothing there. There's that die crack again, so we can pretty much stop where we are. Stop dead in your tracks. Number 14 now, Mike. Michael Hernandez, Silver Spurs.
Now that looks like it.
That looks better.
Yeah. I'm going by on here.
But it ain't like straight up hit me in the head saying, hey, you need to keep me. I don't know. Let's see. Let me move back over here and look at it. Yeah, it does look like it.
Yeah, because you can see.
Yeah, that does look like it.
It looks just like it.
I don't know, but once you get over to the R, it's like normal thickness. See, that has a See how the top of the ridge is kind of swayed off to the right, to the left a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
That's the doubling. That's the effect of the doubling. You just don't see that on here.
No, you don't. I was going by the T and the Y. They look right, but that's it.
Right.
No, I don't.
Let's get a real double die out that has that particular pattern. This is 2019 Philadelphia DDO number 1. Never mind. I thought it was. I thought it was, but I don't have one of them. So it would take me a while to find a DDO that actually deals with a date like this, a date in Liberty. I don't think it is. I don't see enough here to call this doubling.
The markers aren't the same way.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to play a pass on that one too. Dirty water now. You know, sometimes when you find a double die in a roll, you're only going to find 2 or 3 of them. It's not necessarily always true that you find 10, 15, 20 of something. They can be rather sparse. This is also nothing more than any of the rest of these coins have been. Well, number 16, Sereg. Nope. That's pretty much everything is normal thickness on that. Oh, it struck through a...
That's still in there. Oh,
No, it's
I
not
thought
retained.
It was in there.
Yeah, but this is a struck through. It's a pretty nice looking one. Struck through a little piece of wire. That's pretty cool. That's a nice one. So a Sereg gets a pretty out of this. Struck through wire. You get those on the reverse sometimes too, and we're not necessarily looking at the reverses during the show, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes whether or not you're going to get something like that, a minor error. So you need to really check your coin closely when you get it, because I'm not perfect. I'm close, but I'm not perfect. That was a joke. I am very, very far from perfect. The disaster of a room I keep will prove that. So here's another one that looks kinda close, but it's not the same thing, and it doesn't have that doubling look either.
It would have a die scratch between the R and the T connecting if it was the number 1.
Well, you found where'd you find that? Because I read all the markers and didn't see that.
Well, it's faint, but I'm just going in. I know it's a permanent because it's, embedded.
It's a fabulous disaster. Melinda Corto, hello. Well, that was kind of stupid.
I didn't see. Is that it?
No,
No.
it could be. No, that's not it.
That's not it either.
This isn't it. I dropped a coin.
Sure did. How does the coin get there? Ah, it went way back there.
Did it?
I think so.
Good Lord.
Is that it?
Had a coin crawl away on us.
It went way to the back. If that's it.
I think it is. Let's see. Hey, look at that. It's a 2020. Sure looks like it could be something. Is that the die scratch you're talking about right there?
Nah, that's not the way this one reads.
Okay, well, it'd be different then. Brian Allen. You have a 2020 DDO1 from the Discover from Wexler Files marker. Yes, I'm looking for a marker. I'm looking for anything that will help me determine whether or not that's what we're looking at here, because I do see something that looks like mild doubling, but I don't think it's the number 1. I tell you what, you know what? There's a bunch of little boxes over there marked CH. Somewhere in there they get up to 2020. Let's see if I have a 2020 DDO1 in there. I didn't think it would be this difficult to try to pick a DDO out on. I would think that there would be a marker mentioned here too of this. That's a marker and a half right there, I think. No, the wrapper was actually marked W DDO1 right here. So it was actually marked as W DDO1. Don't generally use Variety Vista for much of anything. The photos are too small for comfort. All right, here's one for Richard. Let's see what we get there. We're still not even quite halfway through the roll. So if we're chasing down a double die here, we'll certainly see one or two of them in the remainder of what we've got. It's probably going to be in one of the last boxes. I think they're all in date order.
Yeah, no, I went to the last one and it went up to 2019.
Okay, then I got those before 2020.
Right, because that's the last one.
Okay.
Yep.
Brian's looking for something on his because he has an example.
Okay.
So he's going to see if he can get us a marker to try to use. Because the pictures on doubledie.com are just not enough. There's only 2 photos and they don't really show any of the markers well. If there are any. But we're still trying to figure this one out. Another one. Here's one for Carl. Let's see if I find any of those questionables again. That's definitely not a double die there. Definitely not. Number 22 now, Taco John. See if we find anything that resembles that same doubling. I don't see it there either. That's got that die crack again. How about Otis? I wish I could remember who sent this roll to me and marked it like that. Now see there, that looks like a double die. But it doesn't have the same ridge line on the R that this one had. See how you're looking at the ridge line up here that kind of goes upward right around here, and that just doesn't do that. This is definitely not the same die because it doesn't even have the same shape to the bottom of the T. The T and the Y don't have. I get my lighting changed around so it matches the lighting on the coin here. This would be more the direction that the lighting is coming in on the coin. Let's see. And you just don't have that same. I'm going to turn it back up, right side up, make it easier to read. That's pretty close to the lighting that we've got on the coin there. And I just don't see it. It's just not there. It's not
I mean,
the same.
It looks like one, but
It looks like a double die, maybe.
maybe.
Not something I would list.
Right.
But it definitely doesn't look like the one in his listing. That's my point. Definitely doesn't look like that one. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, see, this isn't the same either. It's not even close. That's not gonna do it. One number 25.
You find the next one. There's two. Right, that's God, G. And God.
Does that cross to WDDO1?
Oh,
You have to find out if it's a cross reference.
Oh, you're not.
If it's
going
not,
by copper corn? I'm sorry.
no, I was going by WDDO1.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking for something specific as a different double die, I have to see what I'm looking for. Because these shield scents, they don't do much good for me when it comes to looking for double dies, because most of the double dies are only a little bit extra thick and they don't have any real separation, so it's hard to tell one from the next. I'm going to move this out of the way again. Okay, I keep looking here. No again. It looks a little bit extra thick. It looks like it could turn out to be a minor double die. We'll have to show it to Eric and see. But, or even Brian, you're still around, Brian. You could tell me, where are the die scratches that you were looking for on 1DO1?
You're talking to Brian, right?
No, talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You showed me die scratches on 1DO1.
Oh, yeah. That was upside God, G and God. There's
By G and God?
on the left side should be two.
There's nothing on that.
No, it's not. It's not that die.
Or they hadn't happened yet.
Right.
Yeah, you can't necessarily, this is a good teachable moment. You can't necessarily say because this doesn't have that marker, it can't be that die. It just means it can't be that die state.
Yeah.
It has to be an earlier coin or a later coin. The marker is now gone. Are you talking about with WDDO1, Dan? I haven't found anything that looks like WDDO1. There's nothing here that matches it. Not yet. None of this stuff matches it. That's definitely not it. Again. Brian's looking for, he says he has one from the original source. So he's looking for markers. Yeah, he mentioned stuff under Liberty in 2020, but if you look at his photos, I can't see it. What he's mentioning, because I don't see it. And they're kind of, that's one thing that he does that I just don't necessarily like, is sometimes he's very vague about how he says it and then doesn't show a photo that points it out. You know, no arrows, no nothing. So I'm guessing at what he's trying to tell me to look for. Why don't you go work out with Tam what you want to do for dinner? She's asking me. Or we can do it after we're finished here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the important stuff here. Brian's still looking. Brian says stand by. Man, Brian, I wish you were going to the show. Okay, I got a photo from Brian. So, no, that's not a clash. I don't think that's a clash. That looks like, I'm not sure what that is. We're looking, it's probably about the only thing he can find. There's a lot of these. Oh, look, there looks like a little tiny die scratch inside of the 2. And the date down here, just by what the photo is showing, appears. But I think he's trying to show me this right here. It's in the center of the photo. Thing is, though, I don't know if that's a die marker. That might be a plating blister, linear plating blister. Let's see. It's definitely not on this, whatever this is. So, all right, here's one for dirty water. Let's see what dirty water gets. Okay, that's definitely not a double die. This is not the coin you're looking for. Move along. I think there's some chance that the source of this roll did not have it 100% correct. And we're not looking at a roll that contains WDDO1. Because the very first thing you have to do before you go attributing a coin is you have to match up the attributes. The doubling itself has to match first. You're not looking for anything else until you find the doubling. So, with this photo right here, or this image right here, and then this image, look at the shape of the TY in Liberty. You do not have the same die. That's impossible. So you definitely don't have the doubling. There's no point looking for markers on the coin. So we're only looking for markers if we find something that appears to be the same doubling, which I haven't even seen yet. We're 31 coins into the roll and still haven't seen one. Stan Horn. See what we have here. Now see, here's something that vaguely resembles the width of the doubling. It's not the same, but it vaguely resembles it and is not what we're looking for. I mean, Brian's coin had a very definite sign of something that I'm not seeing here. Thanks for looking, Brian. Thanks for doing that. It gets us one step closer, but I think what you're showing me is one that's something like these things. And these are linear plating blisters, more or less. I think this right here is die scratches. All this stuff right up in here, these are all die scratches, but this stuff I don't think is. And so many times I've tried to rely on little humps and bumps and little things like this, and it just doesn't work out because it always tends to be on the planchet itself, like this right here. That it's not a die flaw, it's a planchet flaw. See, I got another one from Brian, I think. Yeah. Another one. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. We've got a die scratch here in front of the mouth, right here, and that might be a die scratch as well. Let me go back and see what else he sent here. Off the chin, okay. Here, going up off the chin. There's also some what appear to be little minor die scratches out in this area. So, yeah, Brian, if you could, kind of toss it around a little bit and look for markers on the reverse. See if we have anything on the reverse. See, there's no die scratch here. So, I mean, and again, folks, the shape of the TY does not match the double die. So why are we looking for markers where we don't have? We're looking for the double die first. Then we'll bother with markers if we see one. I'm not seeing anything here. I'm actually looking for anything that's a double die. I mean, I'm not just looking for one single die. But the roll was marked as though it had WDDO1 in it, and I'm not seeing any of them. Coin for Doug here. That's some pretty decent looking coins in here. That was definitely not a double die at all. I got too many things going on at once. Trying to do too much at once. I'm going to move this marker photo over a little bit here so we can see, because that's the first thing. We need to find the attributes on the coin itself.
Here's number 3, just in case you want to look at it real quick.
Yeah, see, that doesn't even look like a double die to me at all.
Right.
I'm just, for the most part, I'm not even seeing most of the double dies that they have listed. It's just, I guess I'm uninformed or something, but I can't seem to locate most of the double dies people are pointing out to me. See, that looks like it could possibly be a minor double die, but it's not WDDO1. Let's see. Let's keep looking. Number 36 now for Carl. Nothing. And this, once again, has that shadow of the appearance of extra thickness on just the TY, but literally nothing else. Nothing off the chin. It's just definitely not that die. It could very well be a dud roll. That's what I'm saying, is the person who sent it to me, I'm not even sure who it was, so I'm not counting on their recollection of WDDO1. They may have a few of these, and they're calling them WDDO1, and that just isn't the case. Sloppy stacks. And nothing. I don't see it, if there is anything. Wrong DDO. I'm thinking so. It could be. I'll have to show these to Eric and see what Eric thinks. Or Brian, you can chime in too, either way. This is coin number 39 now. Let's see what Brian wrote to me here. If I can get it to come back up. Okay. I'm not identifying a marker in that photo of the initials, LB. I see what I mean. Here, this is it. It looks like there could possibly be some doubling to the north on the LB, but I'm kind of sort of making it up. That could also be a small die crack. I'm kind of making that up too. This is indented into the coin, so it was raised on the die, which means it's a hub issue. Probably. There's some die scratches. Appear to be die scratches. Going toward the southeast. Okay, let's see. South under L of LB. Oh, okay. Straight up and down. Okay, I get it. Thank you, Brian. A little die scratch right there. And it may actually continue up here. Because I always do that. When I'm looking at something, I always follow it and see if I can see a follow-up. It looks like a little tiny die scratch. And that is on WDDO number 1. So we first have to find the doubling, which we've got about 8 coins left, 10 coins left in here. And we haven't seen the doubling yet. So here's Stan. So we may have a different die that we'll have to look into on the relook on the roll. See, this one isn't anything. This one's definitely a normal coin. check the reverse real quick. A couple of black spots on this one. That's got nothing on it. Number 41 now for Sissy. And once again, nothing. Yeah, not even a hint of a double die on this. Check number 42 now, Paul Hampton. Yeah, not even a hint of a double die on that. That's the big curved die crack on the hair. We've seen plenty of those. There's one die in here, one die in this roll that looks like could be possibly a double die. I would have a hard time calling it one, but if it's the same thing other people are showing as double dies, it could possibly be one. This one's really, really minor if it is. Got another message. Let's see. That's not one of them either. Just trying to find one of the ones that looks like it could possibly be a double die, so at least I can keep it out. It looks like we're kind of dudded out on this.
There'll be one right here.
No. No, that's not. This is not the coin you're looking for. Move on. Let's see what Brian says. That wasn't a Brian message. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything on these coins. Yep, just not a lot of meat on this bone. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is that we're urgently trying to come up with something, and there's just nothing to come up with. That is why 95% of the rolls you look at aren't going to have anything in them. That's the other 5% you concentrate all your time and effort on. But yeah, this part of it, no, not so much. You even got a few spots on some of these coins. They're real clean toward the center of the roll. As we're getting toward the other end of the roll, it's kind of not really looking good. There's a long linear blister right there. You actually use a toothpick and actually poke down on these and see them poke down under a microscope. Because it's all hollow underneath there. Number 49, moving on to Roger. Let's see. Yeah, nothing on that. Nothing there. There's your curved die crack again. Let's go back over and see what Brian's telling me again. Oh, picture of the RTY. Oh, look at that. That's so much better. There is no chance we have run into that in this roll.
We would have known that.
That's what the RTY looks like from Brian's coin. And here's what appears to be a nice die scratch connecting the lower TY, but look how thick that is. Look how thick all this is. There is no way. There's no meat on this bone. Brian's right. Thanks, Brian. I'm glad you showed up. Glad you're here to help. I wish you were going to the show. That's kind of mean, though. It's kind of like saying I wish you weren't a doctor. You got a lot of work to do. I know. I understand. You got to be in everything. You can't be playing around at coin shows. But, dude, come on. One of these days you got to go to a show with us.
Yeah, it's about time.
All right. I got Mickey sitting here next to me. Mickey's my parrot on my shoulder.
Yeah.
All right, well, folks, I saw a couple of cases of what could possibly be something minor that Eric and I will study later and see if there's anything there worth dealing with. But other than that, This one kind of came out to be sort of empty. Not really a whole lot going on. So I appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. This is my last broadcast before the show, so I'll be talking to you next from Florida. You guys have a great afternoon, a great evening, great weekend. I will see you later. Thanks a lot.